Pat, a year ago, today or around this time, you were about to get drafted. Where do you think you've grown the most this last year? Do you feel more comfortable going into year two?
Just getting more comfortable around the players. Developing into a leader this time around. And, just knowing, the schemes of things. What to expect here and there. So, just getting more comfortable. First year I was getting my feet wet a little bit, but now I can see myself growing each and every day. So.
How different is the offseason having to worry about getting ready for the draft and where you might end up versus knowing where you are and what you have to do?
It's different. I could say that preparation last year is a bit more, nerve-wracking because you don't know what team you're going to go. But this time around, I'm more focused on the team goals, individual goals as well. I'm focusing on, just being the best version of myself, and being the best all-around player I could be for the team.
As you reviewed last season, what did you want to build on? What did you want to improve?
I just want to build on consistency, technique, fundamentals, those sorts of things. And I think I can improve on, more film study, of course, recognizing offensive patterns, offensive concepts, stuff like that, slowing the game down a little bit for the second year.
What's the potential of this secondary with some of the new ads and Cream coming back?
We have a lot of potential. We obviously added new key additions around in the secondary and on the defense. But it should be a very exciting year. Defense going to fly around, make big-time plays. So, I'm very excited for this upcoming season.
Last week, Justin Simmons said that he views you as a top 5 corner every year that you play. Is that how you view yourself specifically this year?
I could view myself as that. Of course, I got to build on that and focus on day in and day out, week in, week out, preparing the right way. And, just consistency, like I mentioned before. But I'm going to work towards that, but, I'm going to focus on what I need to do first.
What advice would you give you're going to have a bunch of rookies. You're not a rookie anymore, right? You're a vet. So what advice would you give the rookies that will be here in a couple weeks?
Just to prepare the right way. Just treat yourself like a pro. Come in and day out like a pro. Treating your body right, those little things. And that'll help you last for the season,
Do you have any specific examples of that?
I could say, like, sometimes, some players hit a rookie wall. Luckily, I didn't last year. But, it's going to happen. It's a long season. Some players coming from college, they won't expect that. They probably play, like, 12 games compared to 18 games we have now. So, just to understand that and, prepare the right way and stay consistent.
What are your first impressions of Ego Ferguson in terms, not only in terms of coaching style, but also schematically, differences from last year to this year?
Schematically, it's basically, essentially, it's like the same scheme we ran last year, but he had his own little twist of things to it, his own little concepts and schemes to it. But other than that, he's a very energetic coach, very positive coach. He's very enthused within the team, locked in with the team. And, he's very excited for this year, and I could tell just by the way he comes in the meeting rooms every day with all that energy. So, I'm just excited to work with him.
There's a lot of turnover on the coaching staff, but Christian Parker stayed on. What does it mean to you to be kind of working with him again for your second?
It's great to have Coach Christian Parker. It's great to have him come again for another year around. He's obviously a great coach. He's going to be there. He's going to coach you the right way. But, he's helped me prepare a lot from last year, so having him again would be very beneficial on the secondary standpoint.
Excuse me, Pat. You came from a college program where the national championship was the expectation. Now with Wilson here, you guys are part of the national conversation. Does it feel like expectations have changed in this building? I know it's only been like a week and a half, but does it feel different?
Yeah, you could tell the energy's been different, the culture has been different. We set our minds on the season ahead, just completing that big-time goal. The main goal is getting to the big stage, which is the Super Bowl. So we're preparing to get to that point in the offseason, and it starts right now. So I could just feel the team's energy, the focus and the shiftness towards the season, and, just focusing on getting to that big game. You could just feel it around the building.
Pat, you're a couple years away, but what was your reaction to Denzel Wards' new contract?
It was a big contract. Congratulations go out to him. He deserves every penny of it. So, very deserving for him.
Do you feel like quarterbacks started kind of staying away from you a little bit toward the end of the season?
I would have sensed that I could tell that, when I'm focused, when I'm locked in, when I'm, focusedly relying on my technique, making sure I'm on top of that, I could tell like, I'm hard to beat. So I could say, the technique part and the fundamentals part, when all that come together, quarterbacks could tend to shy away. So.
What allowed you to overcome the rookie wall last year?
I could say, just getting my body right, locking in and week out, staying consistent as possible. I think that's the main thing, just making sure, you creating the right habits week in and week out so you could gain a little bit of confidence and, you could grow, throughout the season. So I think that's the main thing.
With your dad now coaching with the Dolphins, does that change how he can work with you in the offseason? And he obviously won't be at your games now. How does that change?
It changed a little bit. It's not new for me. He's been coaching football his whole life, but he's on a new level now, a bigger stage. But he's still going to be supporting me from a far distance. He could probably catch some of my games depending on their schedule. But I'm excited for him that he's been promoted to that big time job. So. We both gonna support each other along the way. But I'm very excited for him.
What were your conversations like when they traded for Tyreek Hill?
He was it was sort of surprising for him because it wasn't like he knew before. He could just tell the energy in the building like shift. But it was a big time gift for him.
That went back to the normal spring scouting process, the combine and whatnot. Guys like yourself, you missed out on the combine. Was that something you grew up kind of like looking forward to doing, and then was it a disappointment not to be able to do that last year when it got scuttled?
I've been watching the combine throughout my whole life. It's a very, I feel like that's an opportunity where you can showcase your abilities, of course, on the national stage, and you're competing with other DBs around. But minus the circumstances, the best thing was having that pro day still. I think you could still showcase your abilities and your talents, but just on another stage. So. I was still blessed and fortunate to be able to showcase that on the pro day. But the combine is also, a great thing for prospects. It's just more face-to-face stuff with the coaches, but, it is what it is.
Pat, you mentioned at the beginning wanting to develop more as a leader. What do you think that looks like for you in year two?
Just growing each and every day. Just stepping in and becoming a vital part of the defense of the secondary. Just stepping up and being that, just stepping into that leadership role. Learning from guys like K-Jack, Justin Simmons, Bradley Chubb, all those dudes, So, I'm just take it day in and day out and just grow each and every day. So.
What did you think about your tackling last year?
Tackling, I think it was okay. I can improve on it here and there, but, that's one thing I could improve on for the season.
Anything about tackling an NFL guy with the ball that surprised you or was more challenging?
No, just fundamentals. Tackling one-on-one, that's it.
You mentioned film study. As you went through last year, did you fine-tune what you were watching and who influenced you on that? What were the right things to watch every week?
Last year, I sort of like throughout college, I started locking in, dialing in on film study throughout my sophomore and junior year. And then I just build on it going into last year. So, but the main thing is focusing on different keys, different concepts, just looking at different plays and looking at receiver tendencies and stuff like that. I feel like if you look at those things, that'll help you throughout the week and for the game. So little things like that.
Thanks, Pat.
All right.